Now, what are you gonna do?
In the movie Any Given Sunday, Al Pacino delivered a motivational speech that became truly legendary and is still being used by many coaches around the world. In this video, we are going to break down exactly what he says and how he says it that makes it so inspirational, and how you can adapt it to your everyday communication if you need to motivate people or work with other individuals.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're gonna crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell.
So I guess I have been watching that clip about 1,000,000 times since I was in high school. Any kind of tough, dark place I had been into, I was watching that video to get back into action about my life. And the first thing we have to understand here, even if that sounds in the very beginning quite depressing, is the concept of pacing and leading, well known in the professional world, in sales, in NLP, in all those approaches. Whenever you want to meet people where they are so that you can lead their mind back into another direction later. When you want to change somebody's state from low, depressed to motivated, excited about life, you have basically two options. Either you can interrupt their state. That can be done, but with so many people at the same time and so much depressed energy to handle, that may be quite difficult. The other option is, as of right here, pacing and leading, meeting people exactly where they are in terms of behavior, of emotional reaction, what kind of headspace are they into, and meeting them there to then lead them somewhere else.
1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror.
When he says, I see these young faces, it is still in the pacing formula to meet people where they are and match their emotional state. On top of that, I see these young faces is almost a sensory descriptive command. Whenever you describe things with sensory descriptions, it is implicitly forcing the mind of people to bring back their attention into the present moment. Because if I describe the color of my shirt right now, how my face is being expressive, the movements of my hands, and the tonality of my voice, all of those descriptive sensory terms are bringing your attention back into the present moment and away from your potential ruminations in your head, narrating stories about why you're not good enough, as in this example, or all the things you might think about that are not related to what I want you to understand and believe right now. So by mentioning something visible, he's pulling their attention slightly more into the present moment and away from their negative headspace. And on top of that, talking about something vulnerable about yourself, like he does, about the mistakes, the depressing moments of his life, it is activating, in my opinion, the reciprocity principle that Robert Cialdini has extensively talked about into Influence, the famous book. Whenever you share something deep about yourself, it is engaging people to connect more with your message. And we are still in the phase of matching where they are, because even if he's not on the field with them, he's mentioning some deep pain about his life to make himself relate to the level of pain they may be experiencing right now.
You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But You only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. Hell yeah. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
Now he's using a metaphor or some analogy by explaining that football is exactly like life. Why not? After all, anything you can mention that can distract people's conscious mind from ruminating dark things can be positive. Right here it is kind of the point. When you make an analogy like this one, you're pulling their attention or their conscious distractions away from all the negative judgments they may have about themselves at this moment, because they are realizing they are losing the game, they are losing the match, they are not good enough, maybe some of them are going to lose money, who knows. Many of those things are dark thoughts that can affect the performance of the team once inside the field. So explaining that by winning today, you are actually winning in life. Those two things are connected. The one may not have caused the other, but they are correlated. By winning here, you win there. That is going to trigger a lot more motivation than if it is only a question of money or a question of ego, of pride, of winning the game. No one cares. But if by winning here today, you are winning in life, in all the biggest struggles you have yourself in your life right now, if by winning today, I can assure you, you are winning in life, in everything else, suddenly that may start being quite more motivational than what was being said from the beginning. And you can obviously notice he's raising the voice now. Once he has matched their emotional state from the beginning, being kind of depressed, low, and now getting back into rising voice and getting much more agitated, that is what we call pacing and leading, starting to empathize with what the subject, the person is experiencing at this current moment, and then leading their mind into something way more enthusiastic, positive, and compelling for them to accomplish more.
On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying.
Right here he is continuing with his metaphor because it has proved to work by mentioning the idea that winning here means winning in life. We heard reactions from the crowd saying hell yeah, and obviously those are staged reactions because it is a movie, but you get the point. If when you start enumerating something people react, okay, push on that, go on, go ahead, don't move the goalpost or the topic of conversation. Just keep on doubling down on what works, what proved to cause emotional reactions to the audience you are discussing with. So continuing with his metaphor on football and life, he is giving a lot more metaphoric imagery, like we climb with our fingernails. This is not exactly how it is happening in the field, but this is a metaphor to improve their sense of capabilities at that exact moment. All the metaphoric resources he is describing here, plus the tone of voice, the much more alive way of speaking, means they are going to get away more and more from the victim mentality, from the victim mindset of we are just garbage, we cannot do anything anymore. He's slightly bringing them back into action taking and into the winner mentality. Yes, we are going to do this.
I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face, Now, I can't make you do it.
The phrase 6 inches in front of your face, to me, is another of those commands that he probably did without even knowing what it was. I guess he's just a really talented communicator anyway. But 6 inches in front of your face is another metaphor to bring back the mind into the present moment, to make them associate even more fully into the present moment and away from their mental limitations, ruminations, dark thoughts. Because when you say the 6 inches in front of your face, guess what? What is right now in front of your face at this current moment? Even for you watching right now, what is in front of your face is me speaking. Even if I was enumerating a metaphor about the 6 inches in front of your face in general, in life, in a football game, the way I am describing this right now still pulls your mind away from your dark thoughts and back here with me at this current moment, because what is in front of your face right now, on a multiple level of communication, this is implying this also. What is in front of your face right now, it is me speaking to you directly. Pretty much most of the answers you will find in life, if not all of the answers you will find in life ever, are contained in the present moment. Not in your head rehearsing what happened in the past, not mentalizing what could eventually happen in the future, years from now, but right now. Like, what can we do right now about this? Sometimes the answer is do more action. Sometimes the answer is chill out, you've done enough. Whatever is the answer, it is contained in the now, not in your head rehearsing what might or might not happen. So pulling people away from their thoughts and back into the moment is, in any case, the beginning of the answer. Might not be the final answer, but in any case, the beginning of the answer people need to hear or start from.
You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. Hell yeah. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. Hell yeah. That's a team, gentlemen. Hell yeah. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is.
And this is the final blow, because either we heal now, he said those exact same words in the very beginning, but on a quite different tonality. If we get slightly nerdish here with NLP lingo, what we call encore collapsing is describing exactly this process in communication when you use the exact same emotional state or trigger and attribute to it another resource. When he said in the beginning, either we heal now, he said that with such a depressed state and like, I'm not really sure, nothing is gonna happen anyway because and now he's saying exactly the same words that have been encored in their brain with the tonality he had in the beginning, but this time he's saying that with such an empowered voice and tempo and behavior that now the same words are somehow metaphorically breaking the stagnating feeling that has been associated with them. Remember for 1 second, words by themselves don't have any meaning. They have the meaning in the dictionary, but more importantly, they have the meaning you have attributed to them. And the same exact words don't mean the same thing based on the context and based on who is saying that. Imagine the phrase "I love you" said from somebody you actually care about and said by the one politician you hate the most. Obviously, in the second case, the same exact words won't have the same meaning to you. I guess. I'm pretty sure of that. So, when you say the exact same words, but with a different tonality and coming with a different energy level, you can also break the negative representations people may have had at some point with those exact words. So it is called encore collapsing in NLP because you take the same stimulus, the same words here, the same trigger, and attach another resource to them so that it breaks, it changes the negative state that used to be associated with them.
Now, what are you gonna do?
And if you want to figure out more of those language capacities, how can you lead people away from their conflicts or away from their pain and back into action, motivation, any positive state, you also have a document down below called The 7 Steps to Master Sleight of Mouth, which is a composition of some of the best language patterns you can use whenever you want to convince somebody that their life is not over at all, their life can still improve, and if so, then what can they do about it? And how can they take the action that will be necessary to succeed in whatever they want to succeed at. That is down below if you want to check that, be my guest and waiting for that. I will see you soon in the next video, and thank you for watching. See you again.